Hello there. You are welcome to our sign language lessons. My name is Prince Bafo, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. There are a lot of good things that you are going to enjoy from this channel. So we are going to start with our sign language lessons, and today is lesson 1. So in lesson 1, what we are going to do basically is we will look at some few things as far as sign language is concerned. Anybody that wants to learn sign language should be abreast with these things. So first of all, you look at introduction. So as form of introduction, what I'm going to talk about is what sign language really is. So when we say sign language simply is a language that employs the use of gestures and facial expressions and body movements as a means of communication. So when you are talking about sign language, a lot of people think, well, you just throw your hands in the air and then you convey meaning to people. No, we also use facial expression as part of sign language. So let us try to look at how sign language actually came about. There's a man called Bitteroth, and this man stated that sign language was not invented by anybody. So the deaf people themselves, as they found themselves together in a community and they discovered they can't talk as other people can, they use series of gestures to convey meaning towards other people. So sign language, nobody actually invented the language. So when we come back to Ghanaian sign language, as my channel talks mostly about, so Ghanaian sign language came into being by the effort of one man known as Andrew Jack Foster. So this man is a black deaf American with several university degrees. So he came down to Ghana and then he did a lot of investigation into deaf education in Ghana, and he mobilized the deaf people and then he taught them sign language. So there are different sign languages in all over the world. So we have the British Sign Language or the Britain Sign Language, that's the BSL. You have the ASL, American Sign Language, and then you have the Ghanaian Sign Language, that's the GSL. But Ghanaian Sign Language and American Sign Language had some similarities because the man Andrew Jack Foster was a black deaf American, and he taught the black Ghanaians a lot of signs using the American Sign Language. So only the signs which we discover from the culture differences that differentiate American Sign Language from the Ghanaian Sign Language. So let us talk about the deaf community and then the culture. So when we talk about a community simply is a group of people that live together in a geographical area. So when we have people living together in a geographical area, they are going to have some values that they uphold, and that is the deaf culture. So the deaf culture is simply the norms, the values that deaf people uphold. So if you want to interact with deaf people, if you want to join the deaf community and the deaf culture, there are basically certain things that you should know. Example is the use of the capital D and then the small d. So in the deaf community, the capital D means that the deaf person associates himself with the deaf community and then he uses sign language to communicate. But the small d means that the deaf person does not associate himself with the deaf community and does not use sign language to communicate. So as we move on further, there are other things that everybody should know as well as the deaf community. Still on the deaf culture, if you want to get the attention of a deaf person, it is better you give the person a gentle tap on the shoulder to know that you are calling him or her, or you can wave your hands in front of the person, or if the person is far away from you, there's not much you can do. You just walk to the person and then a gentle tap. If you are in a big room and you want to seek the attention of the deaf person, you can put on the lights on and off so that the deaf people, the attention can be drawn towards you. Or if you are sitting together on a table, a gentle tap on the table so that the vibration that travels through the table can draw the attention towards you. And the deaf people do not want to be called any name apart from their name that are given. Every deaf person has a name, and they wish to be called by that name and not any other name in in Ghana, they use a name like mumu, which means a fool. A deaf person does not really want to be called that. Thank you very much, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for better